The journey toward a life of unshakable peace and formidable strength begins not with a complex secret, but with a simple, liberating truth. This truth, once fully embraced, cuts the invisible chains that hold back most of humanity. It is the foundational insight that clears the fog of anxiety and frees your energy for what truly matters. The modern world is a cacophony of perceived judgments. We walk through our days haunted by a vague audience, crafting our actions, our words, and even our desires based on what we imagine others think of us. This mental prison, built from the bricks of external validation, is the source of endless hesitation, shame, and wasted potential. Stoic philosophy, in its timeless and practical wisdom, offers the key to this prison cell. That key is the profound understanding that in the most freeing way possible, nobody cares. This is not a lesson in cynicism, but one in radical focus. It is the first and most crucial step in reclaiming your life's narrative from the imagined critics in the stands and placing the pen firmly back in your own hand. Let us examine this truth with stark clarity. The crushing weight you feel about your presentation, your outfit, your new business idea, or your past mistake, it is a weight borne almost entirely alone. While you are lying awake at night, replaying a moment of social awkwardness, the other people involved have long since moved on, preoccupied with their own rehearsals of their own perceived stumbles. As the Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in the quiet of his own mind, "You have been formed of 3 parts: body, breath, and mind. Of these, the first 2 are yours insofar as they are only in your care. The third alone is truly yours." He understood that the internal narrative is yours alone. The spotlight you feel is a phantom light. The audience you fear is a ghost audience. They are consumed, as you are, by their own internal dramas, their own struggles for security, love, and meaning. Your greatest triumphs and deepest embarrassments are, to them, passing data points, quickly filed away and forgotten under the avalanche of their own lives. This is not a cause for despair, but for immense relief. Why then do we persist in this exhausting performance? The root is a primal evolutionary instinct for social belonging. For our ancestors, exclusion from the tribe meant death. This hardwired fear of rejection has morphed in the modern arena into a fear of subtle social judgment. We confuse the ancient need for survival with the modern desire for popularity and universal approval. Stoicism asks us to apply reason to this instinct. Epictetus, the philosopher born into slavery, drew a line that forever separates the free from the enslaved. Some things are in our control, while others are not. Our opinions are within our control, as are our impulses, desires, and aversions. What is not in our control is our body, our property, our reputation, and our public office. Your reputation, what others think, firmly resides in the column of things not within your control. To tie your happiness, your self-worth, and your actions to something outside your control is to make yourself a slave to every passing whim and opinion of the external world. It is the definition of fragility. Therefore, the first conscious habit of the free individual is to conduct a daily audit of concern. With every rising wave of social anxiety, you must ask the Stoic question: is this within my control? The feeling that people are watching, judging, or talking about you, is that within your control? The answer is a resounding no. You cannot police the thoughts of others. You cannot mandate their approval. Any effort spent trying to do so is energy poured directly into a bottomless pit. The transformation begins when you consciously redirect that colossal expenditure of mental and emotional energy. The energy you once used to craft a perfect social media persona, to agonize over a critic's comment, or to silence your true opinion to avoid friction. This energy is pure life force. It is the same fuel required to build a skill, to nurture a deep relationship, to create something of value, or to strengthen your body and mind. The moment you stop paying the tax of external concern is the moment you become rich in attention and effort for your own domain. This redirection is an active practice, not a passive realization. It begins with the discipline of attention. Your mind, left untrained, will constantly drift to the spectator seats, wondering what the faceless crowd thinks of your performance. Your job is to gently, persistently, guide it back to the arena floor, back to your own two hands, and the task directly in front of them. When you are working, work. When you are learning, learn. When you are speaking, focus on the truth of your message, not on the faces receiving it. This is the essence of focusing on your life. It is a relentless commitment to the substance over the shadow, to the work over the accolade, to the craft over the reputation. The Roman Stoic Seneca put it plainly: we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The imagined judgment of others is 1,000 times more punishing than any real judgment could ever be. By withdrawing the power of your imagination from that phantom audience, you annihilate the majority of your suffering at its source. Embracing the truth that nobody cares is the ultimate declaration of personal sovereignty. It is the philosophical groundwork for all that follows. It silences the background noise of the world so you can finally hear your own purpose. It is the courage to be disliked, not as an act of rebellion, but as a natural consequence of living authentically and on your own terms. This foundational step does not make you callous or antisocial. Instead, it allows you to engage with others from a place of genuine choice and abundance, rather than fear and scarcity. You are no longer performing for crumbs of validation, but sharing from a surplus of self-defined worth. You now stand on the solid ground of internal authority, ready to build a life that is truly your own. The liberated energy is now yours to command. The question that follows is the most important one you will ever answer. Now that you are free from caring about their opinion, what will you, deep in your soul, care about instead? The architecture of that answer is the work of the next chapter. With the liberating truth now firmly planted in your mind that the external audience is a phantom and their judgments are not your concern, you stand at a pivotal threshold. You have cleared the ground of weeds. The energy you once spent on that invisible performance is now pooled at your feet, a vast reservoir of potential. But nature abhors a vacuum. This newfound freedom presents the most critical question of your life. If you are no longer building your life for them, for whom are you building it? The answer must be immediate and unwavering. You are building it for the only judge that matters, the only audience that is ever truly present: yourself. This is not a call to selfishness, but to profound responsibility. Stoicism guides us to construct an inner citadel, a fortress of character so strong that the weather of external opinion cannot shake its foundations. This chapter is the manual for that construction. It is about the art of inner sovereignty, where you become the sole ruler of your own mind, governed by your own chosen virtues. The first stone in this citadel is the radical acceptance of absolute personal accountability. From this moment forward, you must see every aspect of your inner world, your happiness, your peace, your sense of worth, as your own creation and your own charge. Epictetus, who himself transformed from a slave to a master of philosophy, laid down this non-negotiable law: don't seek for everything to happen as you wish, but wish for everything to happen as it actually does happen, and your life will flow smoothly. This is the cornerstone. Your life flows smoothly not when the world obeys you, but when your will aligns with reality. When you are offended, you must ask not, why did they do that? But why did I grant that action the power to offend me? The event is external and neutral. Your judgment of it is internal and supreme. By taking ownership of that judgment, you reclaim your power. The rude driver, the critical boss, the rejecting lover, they become mere weather patterns on the outside of your fortress wall. They are not inside unless you open the gate and invite them in. Your kingdom is your mind, and you are its gatekeeper. To rule this kingdom well, you must establish a constitution. In Stoic terms, this is your personal philosophy, your code of virtue. Without a clear code, you are a ruler without laws, swayed by every passing impulse and popular opinion. You must define, in your own words, what it means to live with courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom in your specific life. What does courage look like for you tomorrow? Is it speaking up in a meeting? Is it finally setting that boundary? What does justice demand of you in your relationships? This code becomes your inner court, the only court whose opinion holds weight. Marcus Aurelius constantly referred to this inner tribunal. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. The work is to reverse this insanity. Your daily practice is to measure your actions against your own code, not the world's applause. Did I act with integrity? Did I do my best? Was I true to my principles? If the answer is yes, the verdict is success, regardless of external outcome. This is the unshakable ground of self-respect. A sovereign must guard their borders with vigilance. For your inner kingdom, the most precious resource under threat is your attention. Your attention is your life. Where you place it determines what you become. In an age designed to hijack this resource with notifications, gossip, and endless media, the disciplined guarding of your attention is a supreme act of Stoic defiance. You must become a miser with your focus, spending it only on what you have consciously deemed worthy. This means practicing the art of deliberate neglect. You must neglect the trending outrage on social media. You must neglect the water cooler gossip that fuels nothing but petty judgment. You must neglect the endless consumption of news that you cannot act upon. Each moment you reclaim from the chaos of the world is a moment you invest in the order of your own soul. As Seneca advised, we must give up many things to which we are addicted, considering them to be good. Otherwise, courage will vanish, which should continually test itself. Greatness of soul will be lost, which can't stand out unless it disdains as petty what the crowd regards as most desirable. This sovereignty extends to your speech and reactions. A king does not blurt. He proclaims. A fortress does not crumble at the first strike. It stands unmoved. You must impose a sacred pause between any external stimulus and your internal and especially external response. This pause is the space of your freedom. In that silence, you consult your constitution. You ask, does this merit my energy? Is a reaction necessary, or is it just my ego seeking expression? Often, the most powerful response is no response at all. To be unmoved by provocation is not weakness. It is the ultimate display of strength. It communicates that the provocation is so beneath you, so insignificant to your inner world, that it does not even warrant an acknowledgement. This controlled stillness is magnetic. It marks you as someone governed from within, not tossed about by the storms without. Your cool becomes not just a demeanor, but a declaration of your sovereignty. Finally, ruling your inner kingdom requires that you be a benevolent monarch to yourself. Stoicism is often misunderstood as a philosophy of stern self-denial, but its goal is eudaimonia flourishing. This includes self-compassion. You will fail at your own code. You will lose focus. You will sometimes open the gate to a petty worry or a burst of anger. The sovereign's duty in these moments is not self-flagellation, but wise correction. Judge yourself as you would a trusted advisor who made an error, with clarity, with a focus on the lesson, and with an immediate return to the principles of the realm. Forgive yourself, learn, and recommit. This inner kindness is the oil that keeps the machinery of your resolve running smoothly. It ensures that your pursuit of virtue does not become a joyless, brittle tyranny over yourself, but a loving, steady cultivation of your best possible character. You are now the architect, the builder, and the ruler of your own destiny. The materials are your judgments, your actions, your attention, and your virtues. The blueprint is your personal Stoic code. The construction site is this very day, this very hour. The world outside will continue to buzz with its opinions and dramas, but to you, it will now sound like distant thunder beyond the walls of your well-ordered city. You are safe within. You are focused. You are free. Your kingdom is within you, and its borders are sacred. Having secured your sovereignty, the next stage of your journey involves putting this inner strength to work in the tangible world. It is time to move from the philosophy of the citadel to the action of the craftsman. Sovereignty over your inner world is the indispensable foundation. But a kingdom that exists only in contemplation is a phantom kingdom. A fortress built solely for defense becomes a prison. The Stoic vision is not one of retreat, but of purposeful, virtuous engagement with the world. Your inner citadel is not a place to hide. It is a command center from which you launch your campaigns of creation and contribution. Having reclaimed your energy from the phantom audience and established your own inner rule, you now face the most exhilarating phase, channeling that focused power into action. This is the move from philosopher to craftsman. Your life is the raw material, a block of marble, a blank page, a field of unturned earth. Your virtues are your tools, and your focused attention is the skilled hand that shapes, writes, and cultivates. This chapter is about the discipline of action, the sacred process of turning your sovereign self into tangible results, a life sculpted by your own hands. The craftsman's first principle is to fall in love with the work itself, not the trophy. This is the essence of the Stoic archer. As Seneca beautifully illustrated, the archer's goal is to shoot well. He controls his stance, his focus, his draw, his release. He does not control the wind that may deflect the arrow, the sudden movement of the target, or the judge's scoring. If he has shot with all his skill and concentration, he has succeeded perfectly, even if the arrow misses. Your life is this archery range. Your craft is your career, your relationships, your health, your art. Your success must be redefined as the quality of your effort, the integrity of your process, the virtue embedded in your action. Did you write with honesty? Did you lead with fairness? Did you train with consistency? These are your true targets. The external rewards, promotion, publication, recognition are the unpredictable wins. Basing your happiness on them is folly. Basing your self-worth on your disciplined effort is unshakable wisdom. This mindset liberates you from the paralysis of perfectionism and the fear of failure. You are free to begin, to iterate, to pour yourself into the work for its own sake. This devotion to the craft demands an unglamorous daily ritual, the relentless focus on the immediate task. The grand vision for your life can be overwhelming. The opinion of the crowd is a distracting noise. The only thing that is real, the only thing that is truly yours to command, is the single step in front of you. The Stoic practice is to collapse your universe into this present moment, into this one action. Marcus Aurelius commanded himself, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. Wash the dish as if it is a sacred act. Write the email as if it is a small masterpiece. Listen to your friend as if their words are the most important sound in the world. When you do this, you are not just completing tasks. You are performing alchemy. You are transforming mundane moments into a practice of presence, and through that presence, excellence naturally emerges. The mountain is climbed one deliberate step at a time. The masterpiece is painted one intentional stroke at a time. Your power is always and only in the now." A craftsman must also master their tools, and your primary tool is time. You have been granted a finite, non-renewable resource. Every moment spent in anxiety over someone's past opinion or in fantasy about future acclaim is a moment stolen from your craft. The Stoic practices of memento mori, remember you must die, and amor fati, love your fate, are not morbid, but are the ultimate time management tools. Remembering your death is the clarifying fire that burns away trivial pursuits. It asks you, is this what I want to be doing with my one wild and precious life? Loving your fate, embracing the exact conditions, obstacles, and materials of your present reality stops the wasteful energy of resistance. Your current job, your current city, your current challenges. This is your marble. You cannot sculpt with the marble you wish you had. You must start with the block in front of you. This acceptance is not resignation. It is the beginning of true creativity. It directs all your energy into the cutting and shaping, not into complaining about the grain of the stone. In your workshop, there will be constant noise. People will offer unsolicited advice, criticize your methods, or dismiss your chosen craft as worthless. This is where your inner sovereignty meets your outer action. You must develop the hide of a rhinoceros and the focus of a surgeon. Epictetus provides the shield. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said, but answer, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone." This is not self-deprecation, but supreme indifference. It defangs criticism by accepting it as incomplete data and moving on. Your focus must remain on the grain of the wood under your plane, the line of code on your screen, the next repetition in your workout. The chatter is just weather. A master carpenter does not stop building because children mock his design. He smiles and continues his measured work. Your calm continuation is the most powerful rebuttal. Finally, the craftsman's journey is iterative and embraces the grind. There are no overnight masterpieces. There will be days when the work feels tedious, when progress is invisible, when you are tempted to look up and compare your half-finished sculpture to someone else's polished exhibit. This is the critical test. This is where you must reaffirm your love for the work itself. Find the beauty in the repetition, the meditation in the monotony. The calloused hand, the failed prototype, the edited paragraph, these are not signs of failure, but the authentic signatures of effort. They are the price of mastery. As you persist, a profound shift occurs. You stop working for an audience and start working from a source. Your action becomes an expression of your inner kingdom, a natural outflowing of your character. The work itself becomes the reward, a daily ritual of self-respect and world-building. You have cleared the mental arena of phantom judges. You have built your inner citadel and declared sovereignty over your own mind. You have taken up the tools of your craft and committed to the daily deliberate work of shaping your life. Now arises the most profound question of all: to what end? If nobody cares and we are to focus solely on our own domain, does our life become a solitary, self-contained project? Is the ultimate Stoic simply a skilled and peaceful hermit? The ancient Stoics would answer with a resounding no. Their philosophy was not one of escape, but of right relationship. The final, and perhaps most beautiful, piece of the puzzle is understanding that your cultivated inner strength and disciplined action are not for you alone. They are the prerequisites for your true duty, to contribute to the common good, not for applause, but as the natural expression of a rational, social being. This chapter explores the purpose of your craft, how to move from self-mastery to selfless contribution, in a world that may seem indifferent. The Stoics called this living in accordance with nature, and a core part of human nature is to be social. We are wired for community. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who held the world's greatest power, constantly reminded himself, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee." Your life, no matter how independent you become, is inextricably linked to the hive. Your skills, your peace, your resilience, these are not just personal assets. They are resources for the human community. Therefore, your primary contribution always begins with your example. The most powerful thing you can give to a chaotic world is your own calm. The most impactful thing you can offer in an age of outrage is your own reason. By mastering your own reactions, by focusing on your own work, by refusing to be dragged into petty dramas, you become a living testament to a better way. You become a quiet, stable node in the network. People may not notice at first, but they will feel it. Your unwavering focus on your own lane is not selfish. It is a public service. It reduces the collective noise. It demonstrates that it is possible to be engaged without being enraged, to be committed without being obsessed with credit. As Epictetus said, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Your life well lived becomes a silent sermon more eloquent than any lecture. From this solid foundation, your actions in the world become strategic and meaningful. Instead of scattering your energy in a desperate bid for attention or trying to solve every problem, You apply your crafted skills where they can be most effective. You look for the intersection between what the world needs and what you have diligently built the capacity to give. This is the Stoic concept of duty, officium. Your duty is not to save the world, but to play your specific part in it with excellence. This approach requires a fundamental reframing of successful contribution. The world celebrates the loud, the viral, the dramatic. Stoicism redefines success as the faithful, quiet fulfillment of your duty. It is the nurse who cares for the patient with compassion, regardless of whether a medal is given. It is the craftsman who builds a chair that will hold a grandfather for decades, unseen by millions. It is the writer who plants a single truth in one receptive mind. Seneca touches on this with piercing insight. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. Inevitably, you will face ingratitude, misunderstanding, or outright failure of your efforts. Your project may be ignored. Your help may be spurned. Your carefully crafted work may be criticized by those who do not understand it. This is the final test of your resolve. Will you retreat back into a shell of bitterness, declaring that since nobody cares, you will care for nothing? The Stoic stands firm. You contributed because it was right, not because it was reciprocated. Thus, the circle closes with deep, resonant meaning. You started by realizing nobody cares to free yourself from the prison of external validation. You end by realizing nobody cares to free yourself into a life of pure, unconditional contribution. The first realization stopped you from being a slave to spectators. The final realization liberates you to become a true benefactor, needing no spectators to validate your role. Your focus on your own life was never an end. It was the rigorous training required to become someone truly useful. You built your inner fortress not to hide from the world, but to have an unassailable base from which to operate within it. The path has been laid with crystalline clarity. You see the liberating truth. You have begun the construction of your inner kingdom. You have taken up the tools of your craft and understood its purpose and contribution. Now you will be tested. This is not a possibility, it is a guarantee. The world, in its chaotic splendor, does not simply step aside for a focused mind. There will be days when the phantom audience seems terrifyingly real, when your inner walls feel thin, when your craft feels pointless, and your contributions feel swallowed by the void. Perseverance begins with a brutal yet comforting acceptance. Struggle is not an interruption of the path, it is the path. The Stoic does not pray for an easy life. That is a child's wish. The Stoic prays for the strength to endure a difficult one, knowing that this strength is forged in the difficulty itself. Epictetus, who knew profound physical and social hardship, framed it as training. Difficulties are things that show what men are. Every obstacle, every failure, every moment of doubt is an invitation to reveal your character. When you hit a wall in your work, the wall is not there to stop you. It is there to see what you are made of. To endure with wisdom, you must master the art of inner navigation during emotional storms. There will be flashes of rage, waves of sadness, periods of apathy. The undisciplined mind becomes these emotions. It shouts, "I am angry," and is swept away. The Stoic, through practiced awareness, learns to observe the storm from a place of inner stillness. You are not the thundercloud, you are the sky that holds it. Marcus Aurelius offered this anchor. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When a powerful, destabilizing emotion arises, your first duty is to pause. Do not act, do not speak, simply breathe and watch. Name it. This is anger. This is fear. By naming it, you create a sliver of space between your conscious self and the temporary weather of your biology. In that space, you apply your reason. Is this emotion based on a true judgment? Is it proportionate? Is acting on it aligned with my virtues? Often, simply observing an emotion with calm curiosity robs it of its destructive power. It passes through you like a storm through the valley, and you, the steadfast mountain, remain. A key tactic for enduring the long journey is the deliberate shortening of your timeline. Overwhelm is the enemy of perseverance. When you look at the vast distance to your goal, the sheer volume of work, or the endless nature of your responsibilities, the spirit can falter. The Stoic remedy is to collapse your focus into the smallest possible unit of time. Do not think about writing a book. Think about writing one true sentence. Do not think about becoming a master. Think about completing this single repetition with perfect form. Do not think about enduring a lifetime of challenges. Think about navigating the next hour with integrity. Seneca wrote, "Every new day is a new life. Approach it as such." Your only task is to live this day, this hour, well. This makes endurance manageable. It transforms an impossible marathon into a series of achievable steps. You are not carrying the weight of your entire future. You are only carrying the weight of your present duty. This focused step-by-step progress builds an unstoppable momentum. You must also become a meticulous curator of your own inspiration. The world will not cheer you on. You must learn to cheer for yourself. This is not about empty affirmations, but about the deliberate cultivation of gratitude and a clear view of your own progress. Keep a private log, a Stoic journal. Each evening, note not what you achieved in the world's eyes, but where you practiced your virtues. Where did you exercise patience? Where did you choose courage over comfort? Where did you focus despite distraction? This practice does two vital things. First, it trains your eye to see the true victories, which are always internal. Second, on days when you feel you have nothing to show, you can look back and see the undeniable thread of your growth. It is your personal map, proving you are not lost, even when the terrain seems unfamiliar. Furthermore, surround yourself with the wisdom of the Stoic minds through their texts. Reading Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus is not academic. It is like receiving counsel from steadfast friends who remind you of the truth when your own resolve wavers. Finally, true Stoic perseverance is infused with a profound sense of lightness. This is the wisdom of amor fati, loving your fate, including the struggles. It is the understanding that this exact life, with all its pains and trials, is the one you have been given to sculpt your soul. To wish for an easier set of circumstances is to wish for a different, lesser version of your own strength. Embrace the grind as your specific curriculum. There is a strange and powerful joy that emerges from this embrace. It is the joy of the athlete in the last burning mile, the artist facing the blank canvas, the parent tending a sick child through the night. It is the deep, quiet knowledge that you are equal to your life. You are not enduring against something. You are enduring for something, for the person you are becoming in the process. This joy is unshakable because it is sourced internally, from the very act of meeting life head-on with virtue. You are now forging a character that does not just survive challenges, but is refined by them. Your perseverance is the final hardening fire that turns iron into steel. You will bend, but you will not break. You will feel the strain, but you will not surrender your principles. The world's indifference becomes your arena, its obstacles your training equipment, its noise the silence in which you focus. You are building something that no external force can ever take from you, an unbreakable will. With this will solidified, you are prepared for the ultimate integration, to live this philosophy not as a practice, but as your permanent state of being, from this moment until your last. We have journeyed through the layers of understanding, from liberation to sovereignty, from craft to contribution, and through the fire of perseverance. Now we arrive at the confluence where all these streams merge into a single powerful current, a way of being. This is not the end of learning, but the beginning of a seamless existence. Stoicism ceases to be something you do and becomes what you are. The principles are no longer tools you pick up in crisis. They are the very architecture of your mind, the default setting of your soul. This final chapter is about integration, about living so fully in accordance with these truths that your life becomes a testament to them, a steady and relentless tide that wears away distraction and fear, revealing the bedrock of a meaningful life. This is about making the philosophy breath, instinct, and bone. The integrated life begins with a silent, internal ceremony, the burning of the old identity. You must let go of the person who needed to be seen, validated, and approved. That person was a creation of the phantom audience, a character in a play nobody was watching. This is not a loss, but a magnificent unburdening. Imagine setting down a heavy, ornate mask you have worn for years. The relief is immediate. Your face feels the air. You can see clearly. You are left with your authentic self, flawed, yes, but real and sovereign. Marcus Aurelius spoke to this core self. Dig deep within yourself, for there is a source of goodness ever ready to flow if you will keep digging. Your task now is to align every action, however small, with that inner source, not with any external script. From the food you choose to eat to the words you choose to speak, let them flow from your own reason, choice, and virtue. This is how philosophy becomes lived reality. This alignment manifests as a radical presence in your own life. You are no longer mentally living in the past, rehearsing old grievances, or in the future, fantasizing about triumphs. You are here, now. The work before you is the only work that exists. The person before you is the only person that matters. This hyper-presence is the superpower of the integrated Stoic. It is the practical application of the mantra, nobody cares. As you live this presence, your relationship with the world undergoes a final graceful shift. You begin to see everything, the good, the bad, the mundane, the extraordinary as your material. The rude clerk, the unexpected rain, the career setback, the moment of laughter with a friend. It is all gifted to you for your use. This is amor fati in its fullest expression. You are no longer a passive recipient of fate, battered by good and bad luck. You are an active artist, and all of life is your medium. This does not mean the absence of feeling. The integrated life is not a flat line of emotion. It is a wide and deep human experience, but one where emotions are felt as sensations that pass through the conscious self, not as tyrants that command it. You will feel the sting of loss, the flash of anger, the ache of longing, but you will feel them from the stable platform of your understanding. The ultimate evidence of integration is found in your final hour. The Stoics practiced memento mori not to foster fear, but to instill priority and courage. When you live with the conscious awareness that your time is finite and that the audience's applause was always an illusion, every day becomes a conscious choice. How will you spend this irreplaceable currency? The integrated person spends it on what matters to their own soul, on creating, on loving, on understanding, on contributing their specific note to the symphony of existence. And so you become the tide, steady, relentless, unstoppable in your gentle, powerful rhythm. If this journey has provided you with value, clarity, or strength, please consider supporting the Stoic Tide. Like this video if it resonated with you. Share it with someone in your life who is ready to hear this message. And subscribe to the channel for weekly deep dives into Stoic wisdom that cuts through the noise of the modern world. Your engagement allows us to continue bringing these ancient, vital truths to light. Thank you for your time and attention. Stay focused.